What you need is warehouse management. That's all you need. If you look after the warehouse, the rest takes care of itself. And that's how you do it. And that's how we've done it. It's how I've always done it. It's how my pa did it.
Not exactly.
The warehouse, that's all there is. Okay? Now, people that are worried about the warehouse, well, they don't know. They don't know how to count is the problem. They're not math people.
If I could.
Because they ain't math people. They just worry about the building. But the building can fall down, your stuff's still in it, ain't it? So, you gotta do the counting. Otherwise, you don't know what you got. And if you don't know what you got, it don't matter what you got in that warehouse because you don't got it.
You're both wrong. Okay, so there's discussion online, as there always is, about inventory management versus warehouse management. And the two schools of thought has been, you worry about the warehouse because that's where everything goes, and then the warehouse management is focused on the orders, making sure that everything is going where it belongs and making sure that you're keeping track of usually more than one location. There's usually several, and it often infers this idea of a larger business managing this whole scheme and making sure that the warehouse, meaning the broad organization's warehouse as a whole, is properly run day to day. But on the other side, you have those that are focused on inventory management, making sure that you have a focus on where everything is, what your total counts are, where those locations are. It's keeping track of your items, parts, etc. And it's often a little more inferred towards a smaller business, maybe just one or two locations, and it has a smaller sense of scale to it. Not always, but that's kind of some of the differences. But really, because of advancing inventory software, these two things are really becoming part of the same thing, where you can now use your software in the manner that you see fit. You can build your software to focus more on warehouse and overall company organization and making sure that each place is getting its orders out and its order management is staying consistent and in an orderly process. Or you can focus a little bit more on your inventory and keeping precise counts. But again, with a good software, it's doing all of that. So it can just come down to making sure that you have the right people running everything that are staying on top of your counts, that are staying on top of your orders, that are making sure that your receiving is coming in at a timely manner and that orders are going out just as quickly so that your customers are happy. It's a whole process. You can't really distinguish between one part of your company and a different part. It's all the same thing, really. And especially with good software, it's all running on the same engine, or it should be. Bottom line, software really has kind of erased this distinction between warehouse management and inventory management. They really are part of the same whole. And anyone trying to tell you much different is probably either trying to put an article online or that's just how they used to do it. Ain't nobody telling me about my warehouse and the stuff in it. I know what's in it because I got it. And I don't need to count. We don't need to count. We used to have a guy that did that and it don't matter. We make the stuff and that's all that matters. What you need is you need your fingers, and that's how you do your counting, because you need your inventory and you need to do the counting of the inventory. Doesn't matter how big or small that space is, you just do the counting and you got what you got, and it's right there on your hands. And you got your hands and you got your stuff and you got your inventory. So here's what I would say to that. Let those guys argue, but you focus on what you need, and that's both your warehouse and your inventory. And with software, it makes it possible. I'm James, this is Whiteboard Wednesday.